and welcome to my Xbox and Me episode 505. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the man on the ones and twos. It is Mr. Paul Despawn.
That's me. Hi, everyone. How we doing?
I'm well. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
I didn't, Nintendo New York.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get it from New York?
I respect that shirt.
I got it from New York. I got it when I was over there getting married and stuff.
Oh, you got married in New York?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Have I not told that story before?
No.
I don't believe so. I don't believe I know this.
I'll give you the short version. But yeah, basically, me and Mrs. Despawn, we were going to get married over here in the UK. We're doing the whole planning a wedding thing, you know, all the guests and stuff. It was a pain in the backside. We had I think we had the caterer pull out at one point. We were already planning a trip to New York around that time anyway. So she said she would just get married while we're out there. I went, yes, please, because it'll be about £1,000 cheaper than actually doing a UK wedding. So yeah, city courts rooms or whatever they call it, the county clerks or whatever it is. Popped in, got a license, got married on the day. Had a lovely, beautiful week in New York. And yeah, went to the Nintendo store. The most important part, of course.
Of course. I like how you brought it back, like a good comedian. You brought it back.
Yeah.
Oh well, congratulations.
Thanks.
How long you been married?
Be 6 years now.
Congratulations, I'm proud of you.
Thanks. Thank you.
We also have the one and only
wedding
Mr.
is all I'm
Toothbrush Crash. Hello.
I could have been at the wedding. Hello.
Could have been.
I could have been there. If only I knew.
Yeah.
If only I really knew these one back.
If only you knew me there. Yeah.
Do you know what? I think my biggest regret was not getting married in Vegas. I think
So easy.
because we joked about it, and Haley was game, and I was just like, I can't. Obviously, a lot of people know if you listen to this podcast long enough, Haley lost her mum a few years ago now. I just couldn't do it to her dad. I just felt like that would have been robbing him of like one of the last, things he can do for her, walking her down the aisle and stuff like that. But yeah, no, but I do regret it. Every year that goes by that I am not married, I regret it 100%.
Some people have like those sorts of marriages, and then they'll still do like an actual wedding afterwards, where they invite people and stuff like that.
Crash. I ain't no
You wouldn't
faker.
do it.
I ain't no faker. We're doing this once and once only.
That's
Right,
it.
no do-overs. No do-overs. Let me tell you now, because I'll probably do this podcast for the rest of my life. I'm getting married once and once only. If Haley decides to wake up when we're in our 40s or 50s, I'm not marrying again. That's it. It's done.
Thing. Yeah.
It's done. Like I'm not. There's no. Oh yeah, no. But I felt no. I'm not doing. Put it this way, Haley has lowered her standards enough, and I am punching through the ceiling. I'm not finding anyone better. All right, it's done. It's done out here. So if she decides to leave, I'm just gonna be a hermit that stays indoors and plays video games, and I'm okay with that. But
Works
Crash,
for
did
me.
you know this is my Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast, right here on youtube.com/MXAM and all
Official.
podcast services. Official, thank you. You can support us financially, patreon.com/MCFixer. Currently still working on the custom. I don't know how to work on custom URLs. I don't know how to get a custom URL and get it to redirect. I need to look into it all. I'm sure it's very easy. Thank you very much. I'm sure it's very easy, but I don't know how to do it. So at this moment in time, it is patreon.com/MCFixer. You can support at the MXAM fan club tier, get your name at the end, along with the show early. We are working on a few extra bits for Patreon supporters. We really do need Patreon support. We need financial support to keep the podcast going. Like anything right now in the world, everything costs a lot of money to do, and everything costs a lot of time to do, and nothing is... Podcasting was a lot easier and cheaper back in the day, boys, I promise you. Like, before you had to like clip out clips and like pay an editor and all that stuff. Like 500 weeks ago when we was on episode 4. Those were the days, man. Those were the days. I used to use, what we used to use? Google Hangout.
Damn.
Used to switch between. Real old school, let me tell you. Oh, by the way, rest in peace, Skype. Pour one out for the homie. Skype dead. Microsoft killing Skype.
I didn't know this. Oh,
Yeah, killing Skype.
time,
Rest in peace.
If we're being honest, about time. Way past
I
time.
did something not that long ago for like, I do like, back in the day, I was doing these like casting calls for like things and stuff like that, right? And one time they're like, oh, what's your Skype? And I was like,
My what?
holy smokes, I can't believe it. And I'm telling you, this was only like 2 years ago, maybe. And I was just like, huh, crazy. Skype. All right, I respect it. Yeah, rest in peace, Skype. Rest in peace, Skype. Topic of the show this week, boys. PlayStation have come out with a brand new PlayStation beta program. I know absolutely nothing about it, but my question for both of you guys and the audience, I guess, is should Xbox copy PlayStation's beta program? We have a question that's coming from a Wild Yami Enters and says, do you think that Xbox should do a beta program thing like PlayStation just announced yesterday? The way they can get feedback on some games and ideas while they are in an earlier phase. I know Xbox already partners with some beta programs, and I can confirm that on some games, the feedback did help get to the end product. But if I'm understanding the PlayStation one, it's more casual and stuff. From a Wild Yami Enters. So let me read what this is. We're going to take from Adam Bankhurst article over on IGN, and it says, I'll read the majority of it, enough to throw it so we can get a grasp of what this actually is, shall we? Sony has announced a brand new beta program at PlayStation that aims to centralize place for players to register their interested in, quote, a range of future PlayStation betas, end quote, including testing out participating in PlayStation 5 and PC games. As detailed on the PlayStation blog, a single registration will be needed to express blah, 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 stuff we don't really need to know. The beta program is free to join, and all you need to do is to sign up and express your interest in any way, in any of these ways. Yeah, so from what I'm gathering from this, it's a way that PlayStation can beta test a lot of their in an earlier stage than they usually would, which would come to a normal beta test program. I think for people listening, you probably understand all this, but maybe you're someone who's not as in the know as some people. So the beta test that they're kind of talking about isn't the same beta test that you might have seen us play Monster Hunter in and stuff like that. That's like a public beta test where people let you stream the game. It's like the fight. Usually, I think they should change those beta tests to be called stress tests, because that's pretty much what they are at this point. It's to stress test the online infrastructure for the amount of people they're going to have on the servers and things of that nature. Hence why you don't really see too many games come out nowadays and they're just completely broken online. Realistically, I can't remember the last one in the last probably 3 years now where a game has come out and just been broken at launch, all of the online. Not maybe a smaller title, I'm talking on the AAA sense. Like back in the day we used to get with Call of Duty, like launch weekend was a mess. I thought Diablo games back in the day were notorious for being broken at launch and things like that. We haven't had those in a while now.
Now the worst you really get is long queues for games. It's never the game's not playable. It's like, can you get into the game or not? More so nowadays.
Days Gone. Not Days Gone. Crap, what was it called?
Oh, your game of the year.
Day Before.
Day Before.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Day Before. Rest in peace.
The only one I can really
I've ever had it with.
Yeah, the only one I can think of, and it's not even that recent anymore, is Helldivers 2. But I think that was just that was way above bigger than they ever expected it to be, kind of thing.
Sure.
And that's been a couple of years now. But that had some major issues at launch.
That had issues, but I don't think that was like unplayable broken.
It was for the first few days.
No, I disagree.
I couldn't get in.
I was able to. Well, okay. So again, this is one of those different experience type things, right? I played it on PC and was absolutely fine. I remember playing it day one with Ant and being like, I don't even know what this is, but PlayStation sent it to me, so let's check it out. And him being like, this game, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is, so cool, brother. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. But yeah, what do we think about this new beta program? Is it something we think Xbox should do more of? They've already got their own version of this in some sense. Would you like to see games be beta tested earlier? The only game that I can think of that would come to mind where a game could have done better off of beta testing was like was it called not Mirror's Edge, Bleeding Edge. Like I wonder if a game like this, like that.
In my mind, with what like PlayStation's offering also isn't just multiplayer games, it's single player games as well. And so if you do look at Xbox's lineup, what's the game that came from Arcane that vampires that I'm forgetting of?
Oh, Redfall.
Yeah, so if Redfall was in a program like this, would that take a different turn? Probably not, but
I mean, we could have told them not it felt like ice when you were walking.
Just cancel it.
We could have told them it feels like you're floating on the floor when you're walking, Crash. We could have told them.
Yeah, it really does depend what PlayStation's program looks like in practice, because Xbox does have the insider program and that does have betas and stuff like that sometimes, but I don't think it's to the extent that Sony seems to be going for here, where they want to have less misses and more input from players to a degree. So yeah, if that's what it ends up being, and giving players a little bit of a better look earlier on to help shape the game earlier, that's important. But it also depends how well the people are at utilizing that information as well. Sometimes players can give feedback and not actually good feedback. Unfortunately,
just to jump in really quickly, I hate this. Like, I
not a fan.
No, because it's free labor. At the end of the day, I get it. Like, it's fun. Again, I understand for people who are not on the inside of like how video games work and like, you know, stuff like that. So getting to play things early is like cool and fun. But there are jobs out there made for this, and that shouldn't fall on your player base to do this, to give their feedback. Like, I don't like anyone working for free, right? Like, it's not something that I enjoy happening. I especially don't enjoy it happening from millions and billion-dollar companies that are just looking at their bottom line. Like you just said, Crash. Yeah, this is great, so they don't have as many misses. So does that mean everyone who beta tests this game gets it for free? No. They're still going to be expected to pay £70, $70 for it. So,
I don't disagree with the point. I think it kind of depends. Does this mean that they're going to have less QA testers and stuff like that? If this is a replacement of QA testers, then obviously this ends up not being a good thing.
Crash.
Yeah.
McDonald's didn't say to us, "Oh, we're putting in these kiosks in McDonald's so you can tap the screen faster, so we can get where we land, so we can get rid of more staff." There are way less staff at McDonald's now.
I got a question.
Say that, are they, on the tin? I
What
always
is
come back to
McDonald's today?
I used to work there, bro. I used to work there. You know what it's like, all right?
He's hungry, all right? He's hungry.
I know.
I had McDonald's for lunch today. I did have McDonald's.
Did you use a kiosk?
No, I ordered it. So, you know,
Oh,
human
even
actually
worse.
touched my food.
You're not wrong about that aspect. But games also aren't a McDonald's. You know, it's a very, very like direct thing. Games there is the player interaction with it. And QA testers test a lot of things. They test for bugs and stuff like that. But your everyday player sometimes isn't in the same shoes as a QA tester, for better or for worse. And so I do think there is an avenue where this can be useful. But I 100% agree with you. I think if it does take away those jobs from those people, if it does interrupt that in any sort of way, it's definitely not a good thing.
I don't think it's necessarily going to take away jobs per se. I just think it's not going to incentivize more jobs. Like, I QA is not going anywhere, because anyone who doesn't understand what QA is, like, QA testing is like some of the least fun gaming job ever. Like, like, run into this wall and make sure you can't bug through it. Like, hit this rocker pad. Like, QA testing is not fun.
Yeah, it's break our game, and not in the way of like, oh, I can one shot this guy if I use all. It's like, no, really break our game. Like, find out how to clip through the wall, find out the bugs that ruin save files and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's not even like, that.
Save this 50 times, right? Like, save this 50 times in different saves so we can see if it bugs out. Like,
and then break it, and then recreate that break, document step by step how you recreated that break,
how you did it,
so we can fix it. No, QA is not beta testing, and beta testing is not QA. They are not a replacement for each other. They don't like, but on the wider aspect of this, this feels like it's a weird one. So should Xbox do this? Yes and no. I don't think it's like an actual, like, the insider program feels like, because I'm in the insider program, it feels more like a hardware specific thing than or more like a an Xbox software than an Xbox gameplay inside a program. Like, you do get access to the odd beta every now and again, but it's very secondary. Whereas, yeah, the more likely you're going to get those first looks at what the Xbox dashboard changes will look like and things like that. This feels quite different from that. So this definitely feels like it's more, yeah, like I say, geared towards the games and things like that, which Xbox, again, kind of have that for the public in their early access previews. So they offer that kind of access already. The way that Xbox are making... the way that PlayStation are making it this specific special thing feels a bit weird to me.
I don't think early access and this are the same thing, like remotely. Early access is just, it's basically here, play our game while it's still coming out. Like, that's on PC to every degree. It's not a beta in any sort of way. It is players being able to get their hands on the game and play it while it's being developed. I don't think this is the same thing as that.
Okay.
And I think
PlayStation have that. PlayStation have their own early access thing already as well. Yeah.
Okay.
What I think for me is I guess the article doesn't, not the IGN article, the actual PlayStation blog article doesn't do a great job of explaining exactly what it is. Yeah. So, to answer the question of do I think Xbox should do it? No, because I don't actually know exactly what this is fully. And yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I think the thing I can't get over is just like, don't make your players do the grunt work for you. Like, I get it. Playing games early is fun, but like, it depends in which state they're in. Like, I think that's the thing I'm hung up on.
It's also a very slippery slope with... People will play the thing super early and then they will judge the game based off that. And when you give people the opportunity to do it this way, they're not going from the perspective of like, oh, I get to put my input on this game. I get to say what I liked, what I disliked, why I disliked it. They're like, I get to try the game. I get to play the game. There is no distinction in what it is, really, which also is like a downside.
I imagine there'll be NDA out the butt cheeks for this.
More than likely.
I don't think it's going to be one of those things where you can stream it, so...
Yeah, I don't even think it's a case of it being like the NDA side of it that's the issue. I think, like Crush is saying there, it's that first impression side of it. Because I guess that's why they're doing it as a sign-up thing rather than just to log onto a portal on the PlayStation 5 already. Where it is like, if you want to get involved in this, you need to be aware it is going to be rough versions of games and things like that. So that's why they're making you sign up. Yeah, I think that's kind of like, this is where it kind of goes against what PlayStation are like generally, because PlayStation, I think that their medium is very much like the highest level of quality. Like, they're known as being the 10 out of 10 studios kind of games. So it's like this being the whole, like, we're going to show you the rough versions of games early kind of thing, kind of goes counter to that. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out for them in the long run. But yeah, to answer the, like, say, the overall question, I don't feel like Xbox need to do it.
Agreed. Totally agree. Boys, let's jump into what's been in our box. I'm starting because I've been playing some video games. I believe I can say this. 1 second.
You can say you are playing it, but no opinions.
I have been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. I've also been playing Rainbow Six. So let's talk about Rainbow Six. Played Rainbow Six Siege today. And oh my God, Year 10, Season 1, brand new season out now. Hashtag not an ad, but yes, I was paid to say that about 4 hours ago. So take everything I say with a pinch of salt. Oh man, I love Rainbow. I really, really love Rainbow. You know, like, the feeling that you guys got when you're playing like Marvel Rivals and you guys are really enjoying it and you just want people to play it with you constantly when that first came out. That's how I feel about Rainbow every single time that I play Rainbow. And all this has done has got me so excited for X when that drops. Obviously, we got the showcase March 13th. Yes, there will be a reaction stream for it. I will be doing it. I don't know who's joining me, but I will be doing it 5 p.m. GMT, so you won't be doing the Despawn. So most likely be me and Crash, if I can get Crash to do it. But yeah, new operator, Aurora. I believe that's how you say her name. Mm-hmm. She is how do I describe her? If you played the game before, she kind of allows you to
Nullify.
Thank you. Doorways. So you can block up doorways with her new DOM ability. So you shoot like a DOM, which goes. She's so her base, her background of her character. She's a firefighter, right? So these are used mainly to block out fires. That's what it's used for. Obviously, in the Rainbow world, it's not for that. But you can block out doorways after they've been knocked out. And then you can go up to them and shoot the top of them and go back through them and stuff like that. It makes for a whole new dynamic of the game that hasn't changed since probably Mirror was added, in my opinion. Because you can block off doorways, which then allow you to have your back in certain areas because you're going to hear as soon as they come through or they shoot at it, which is really fun. It's really, really fun. It's really enjoyable. She comes with a DRM and a LMG as well, which are both good. And there's a new pistol weapon that the recoil on it's absolutely nuts. But I just love Rainbow. I just have to gush over how much I love Rainbow. 10 years. I don't think we applaud that game enough for being alive for 10 years, providing a player base there that game did not launch well. That game launched in such a bad state of
very
confusion and things of that note. Oh, and then for it to still be going and still have a diehard player base and it's still doing crazy numbers, like I'm just like, yeah, every time I play I'm just so happy. I'm back in Copper. I'm back playing ranked again.
Copper King.
So I'm back in the Copper King. And yeah, man, I just want to play more. Honestly, I just want to play. They're doing a new thing called the Celebration Packs for this season. So the whole Battle Pass is Celebration Packs, allowing you to get old skins. So if you miss the old skins, you're able to now open these packs. The free packs in the Battle Pass can have duplicates. The white ones, the premium ones, so the Battle Pass that you pay for, do not have any duplicates, guaranteed. So yeah, it's a good little Battle Pass. I'm really enjoying it. I really want to actually get through it so I can, because I like the way they do their skins and the stores and stuff like that. So I got the Battle Pass and yeah, man, having a ball with it. Love Rainbow. Really, just wish I had people to play it with.
Really wish I had the time. I always enjoy my time with it, but it's just having the time to play it. Or to get good at it anyway.
Old game's old.
No.
Old game's old.
That's kind of where it is with me. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I think I'm going to try and play like a couple of games a night now.
Yeah.
Just to get that feel back for it, especially with CJX getting announced. Hopefully we get a release date or release window for that on the 13th, which will really then put the motions in gear of like, okay, do I want to get back into Siege? Because it's not going to be that different, you imagine. Like, I'm sure graphically and stuff like that it is, but like the mechanics of Siege is not going to be
first person
you would
shooter
imagine, right?
It's going to be the same.
Exactly. So I'm going to want like a decent baseline skill going into X. So yeah, I'm going to try to play a couple of games every night where I can.
You're going to carry us off the copper then, yeah?
What was that, Despawn?
I'm just asking if he's going to carry us all to copper.
You start a copper. You don't have to do placement matches anymore. You start and work your way through. So
okay,
you somersault your way onto copper every time you start, right?
I'm in. I'm the Copper King, baby.
Yeah.
No, I'm the Copper King. How dare you?
Okay, I'm the Copper Queen. Wait,
sure.
You
can be my prince.
So,
Press, you can be the prince.
From queen to prince. I'm just back out of this call real quick.
Go on, you had a question. Talk to me. You forgot.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Enjoying it. Had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, love it. Crash, what you been playing?
More Monster Hunter, a little bit more Avowed, mainly more Monster Hunter. I don't have much to add from last week. I will say the more I play the game, the better it gets in almost every regard, especially visuals. The deeper you get into that game, the better it looks, the cooler designed monsters you see, which that part's kind of to be expected in part. I absolutely am liking the game more and more the more time I put into it, which kind of makes sense with this type of game, that as more stuff opens up to you, the more you'll enjoy the game as well.
How are you getting on with the story?
The story's good. It's not great. It's not amazing. It's not what is it? Despawn likes to say fantastic. It's not fantastic.
It's not fantastic.
It's good.
Fantastic.
So far. I've heard the final act is exceptionally well, which I'll see when I get to it. But it is good so far. It's good enough. It gives me enough of a reason to go through it. It's more of a story than I expected, and it's done as well as it needs to be.
Cool.
Smash monsters in face.
Yep.
There's your story.
You still using your gun lance?
No, I used the charge blade.
Oh, that
I
was the
switched
charge
between
blade.
the charge blade and the longsword a decent amount, though.
Okay.
I like them both a lot.
Fair.
Okay. Have you seen the cheese yet?
No, I have not
got
seen
to
the
the
cheese
cheese scene?
scene.
You ain't seen the cheese scene
Oh,
yet?
the cheese pull. You're talking about the yeah. I have seen that. That's pretty early on.
Have you heard that that's like shooting through this in Japan right now? Like everyone's going out to restaurants and ordering it.
Really? Wow. That's that.
Apparently, Monster Hunter has had that much of an effect that like
crazy.
restaurants were tweeting out.
We have the cheese.
Out, that they have it, and then people have been going there and ordering it, and now people just keep taking photos of it and stuff like that.
I kind of love that.
We live in a weird world, man.
Yeah.
A weird world. Yeah, I have to say, very, very strange world. Despawn,
Hi.
what you been playing?
Absolutely nothing. I got nothing.
We
for
did
you.
record the other day. We did record.
Yeah, we did record like 2 days ago, and
It
I have been editing a video. By the time this is out, you'll see what I've been working on. But yeah, I've been editing videos and stuff. So
Ask me.
we already know what you've been playing.
What's that?
You've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows and Rainbow Six.
Yeah, I have. And I'll talk about it soon. And I will talk about it soon. Crash, how jealous of me are you?
Not at all.
Yeah, you're a liar. I know you're a liar. I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your goddamn eyes. I know you're jealous of
How
me.
jealous
I
do you
know.
want me to be is the question.
Yeah.
Very.
I'm very jealous of you, Fix. Super
Thank you.
jealous.
I feel a lot better now. Oh yeah, Matt's dead again. This week's dashboard though, story 1 this week, Marvel's 1943. We're just talking about this literally on last week's episode. Rise of the Hydra release window confirmed by voice actor. So yeah, this one was taken by the direct. And in an exclusive conversation, the direct's Russell, is it Russ?
Ruiz.
That makes way more sense. Ruiz Milheim. That makes more sense. At Multicon, never even heard of it, in LA. Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra voice actor Payton?
Khary?
Khary? Khary. K.
I think it's
Interesting. Yeah, I agree with you. I'll give it to you. Release window for the game before an official announcement. When asked about the upcoming title, Payton, who plays a version of the Marvel hero Black Panther, disclosed that they are still working, but thinking it will see the light of day around Christmas. Quote, we're still working. We're planning on 2025. We're thinking like Christmas situation, but I'm so excited. Do we slow news week, boys? Because we're taking this as like, okay, this is the no disrespect to anyone, no disrespect to Miss Payton here, I believe Miss Mister, thank you, Mr. Payton here. Don't know why I thought I was a Miss. Mr. Payton here. Voice actors don't know when release dates come out. Let me tell you, they have windows. They don't know when the game's coming out.
Every time there's a story about like this voice actor confirmed the date, it's usually like pretty far off from what the date actually is.
Yeah.
And we usually see a rebuttal like straight after of like, hey, I said around possibly because of mine, maybe, you know?
Oh, yeah, he'll get a call from legal by the time this episode goes out, and we'll have that rebuttal already.
That's already happened.
More often than not, this is more likely to be when he finishes his recording sessions rather than when the game's finishing, because
give or take.
Yeah,
I'm sure there'll be
even if
pickups
this was, even if this was an intention, it feels like not super set in stone, and I'd imagine that would get pushed out into next year regardless.
Oh, 100%.
Because the behemoth is coming at some point at the end of this year, probably. Yeah.
No, Fable got moved to next year already.
You're right. It's coming out 2027 confirmed here.
Confirmed. We confirmed it. We spoke to the voice actor. They told us 2027.
I mean, I will say that the trailer that they launched at the beginning, like a year ago, did have it down as a 2025 game. So
sure.
I'm sure that there is a possibility where the stars align and this game were to come out in 2025. I just don't see that being a huge possibility, even if their intention is to still launch it this year. Yeah. I think they probably, like, with the time frame they're planning to launch it, I think there's a decent chance they swerve it into next year.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, right? And my big thing is, please don't release this in December. Please. I don't think any big game should be released in December. I've said it before. I've said it again. Release it in January. Like, if that's, and I get why people would release in December. You know, the sales and people being like, oh, this is a Marvel game. Let's pick it up for my kids. But I just don't like December releases.
You think it has anything to do with toy sales as well for this game specifically?
Could be toy. It could be merch. It could be, like I just said, I'll release it the 12th of December. Oh, my kid loves Marvel. Let me pick him up this new Rise of the Hydra game. Like, sure. I don't think, I do not know the numbers behind any of this. I am literally speculating all through this, but I can't, maybe I can. I don't think the numbers of how much they will sell because it's Christmas over January sales and like it being something new in January can be that different. I just don't think so.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, and this could just be my, my dumb brain of like, old game's old, and like end of December, I don't have time. I know I will not have time in December because we're doing our Game of the Year talk, which I need to have ready by the first week in January. It could strictly be that, but I just don't like December releases, man. Like, I just don't.
As I was saying, December is backlog season. Don't give me new games to play then, because I won't play them.
It's also if like you're a really big fan of a game and it comes out in December, there's a good chance it gets snubbed at Game of the Year Game of the Year regardless. Especially if it hit like this year's not even personal ones, but the Game Awards. If it doesn't hit the requirement for release window for the Game Awards, it's gonna get snubbed by the time next year's comes out, and it might be put in like one category, and it'll be like, why is it only that one category or whatever? It happens every time a game releases in that year and ends up being relatively good. We've talked about it before, but I can't think of off the top of my head of a game releasing in December late enough for it to qualify for next year, and then it sweeping up year. It almost never happens.
Never.
Did Tears of the Kingdom do it? Or Breath of the Wild? One of them?
No, those swept. Those released like February or something like that, and swept the years they released. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Very. All right, on to the next one. FragPunk delayed on console. This one comes from their Twitter post that says, "Dear Lancers, first and foremost, we want to express our heartfelt gratitude for your patience and unwavering support of FragPunk. Since the announcement of the game, your excitement has been truly inspirational, and we know how much you've all been looking forward to battling on both Xbox and PlayStation. However, we want to be fully transparent with you. During the console competition testing process, we encountered unexpected technical challenges in optimization and adaptation. Rather than rushing the console releases and providing a potentially poor user experience, we have made the difficult decision to delay the launch of the console version to ensure that players receive a comparable experience to those on PC. We understand that delays are frustrating, and we sincerely apologize for the wait. As a gesture of appreciation, we have prepared compensation for both Xbox and PlayStation players, especially those who supported us through the pre-orders. Compensation for console players, Xbox and PlayStation. There's another page to this, so I'm going to quickly just go through what the compensation is. For audio, wait, is this the same image? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, I'm an idiot. In accordance with platform policy, pre-orders on Xbox and PlayStation will be cancelled, and respective platforms will automatically initiate the refunds. We will also provide in-game currency worth $10 to these players when console versions officially launch. Meanwhile, don't worry about missing out on your pre-order bonuses. While we aren't planning on issuing a new pre-order before release, the bundle will be available in a limited time way after the console versions are released." So, anyone upset by this FragPunk being delayed? I'll be honest, I kind of forgot the game was even coming out. The game comes out tomorrow as of recording.
Oh, so I've got quickly counter pick it. Yeah.
I'm disappointed because it is in my my open critic, or not my.
Oh,
open
did you
critic,
get it?
Yeah, I went for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think the game's gonna.
Sorry.
I thought the game was gonna review decently well.
I just
Not so sold on it anymore.
I just forgot it existed.
Yeah, I've been seeing it pop up, and generally when people talk about it, they have very positive experiences. So I sort of just went off of that. And to be fair, this change doesn't mean that it'll end up reviewing poorly. It just won't get as many reviews and whatnot. Does mean that this one is possibly going to change throughout the year, for better or worse, depending on how it launches on console, which a little scary.
A little scary for your Metacritic.
A little scary.
That's the only thing that is scary for. Are we checking this out? Are we doing the stream? Are we playing this? What are we doing?
Is it going free to play?
I don't think so. I don't know how much the game costs, and that really depends on whether I would jump on it.
Yeah, of course it's not free to play. Oh,
Because it got pre-orders. Yeah, of course.
yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Sorry, I'm too busy being a Copper King on Siege.
it's
Sorry,
a $10 game.
It's how much?
It's a $10 game.
That again does not fill me with confidence.
Oh no, I don't.
can't be.
It's free to play. It's free to play.
Oh,
You
is it
can
like a
pre-order
Founders Edition?
Bundle. There's a bundle. Yeah, there's
okay,
a
it's
Founders
the
Edition.
Founders Edition. Then yeah,
okay.
maybe we'll do one stream of it. And, yeah.
I'd be down.
I mean, you've got it in your thing, so you need to help boost it, you know?
Yeah.
So you're doing the review of this, yeah?
Every day for the next week.
We're playing this, okay. But only on PC.
I'll download it. I'll give it a whirl. You can't even preload it right now. Okay, well. Oh yeah, no. The Pioneer bundle was $7.99. So
That's not too bad.
yeah, no, nothing too crazy. Yeah, we'll give this a try and talk about it next week. Because why the heck not? Not like I'm busy planning anything else. Moving on, Story 3, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 officially announced, reveals deluxe edition with Doomslayer. I've got to be honest, I totally forgot Xbox owned this now.
Yeah.
Totally forgot. Totally forgot. This one coming from Eurogamer. The up-and-coming combined remake will feature new skaters. So professional skateboarder Tyshawn Jones, who let slip he was part of the game ahead of today's announcement, as well as a
Nalia Tricks.
Thank you. And an even sicker soundtrack, and for the first time in 10 years, brand new parks. That soundtrack will include songs from the originals, such as Ace of Spades by Motorhead, as well as new tracks, which will, quote, capture the spirit of the modern skate culture. So that means we're going to hear a bunch of Lil Wayne. I can't wait. We're not hearing any Lil Wayne. Boys, excited for this? This is going to be releasing on Gamepass Ultimate on July 11th. Also coming to PlayStation, of course, 4, 5, and Nintendo Switch as well.
I'm hyped. Like, I'm incredibly hyped for this. Yeah, I love Tony Hawk's. I didn't weirdly like. I loved it playing it as a kid, but I didn't play the remake for 1 and 2. I don't know why, but I think I tried the demo out. That was probably it. Yeah. Game Pass has ruined my purchasing. I only purchase for reviews now.
Exactly.
Yeah. But no, I'm very excited. The fact that it's coming to Game Pass is a great addition. I think now that obviously they're part of Activision's part of Xbox, this is the first game since then. Do we see 1 and 2 eventually come to it?
Call of Duty was the first game since then.
No, the first Tony Hawk's.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
My fault.
Yeah.
My fault. OG. My fault.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. Yeah, check yourself. Check your privilege.
I'm sorry. I don't have any.
You're a man. You have privilege.
Oh yeah, good point. You're right. That's on me.
Yeah,
you're right.
But no, what I was gonna say is, do you think we see 1 and 2 come to Game Pass?
Yeah, eventually.
At some point, I think everything
I can see
Activision related comes to Game Pass at some point.
Because I do want to play it now, but like now that I know that 3 and 4 are coming to Game Pass, do I just wait?
I never played 3 and 4.
Great games.
I think 1 and 2 will come out a little bit before 3 and 4.
I'm thinking like a 6 month early.
Test.
Yeah.
But will they? Because then is that audience, like the casual audience, me, you, Crash, 1 and 2 comes into Game Pass, we're like, oh, perfect, I'll play that. And then 3 and 4 drops, and we're like, well, I already played it, I don't need to play more.
That's a good point, but I think so still. I think people will play it and be like, 3 and 4 is coming out, and they'll stop. I think what you might see with it would be interesting is if they were to do base Game Pass, which won't get 3 and 4 on release. If 1 and 2 came directly to base Game Pass and was like, hey, 3 and 4 is out, you could upgrade your Game Pass, you could buy it, whatever, to play 3 and 4. But I don't know how much of the base Game Pass is the Game Pass market share, to be fair.
Yeah.
So.
Can I just be honest?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I hate this whole Game Pass Ultimate shit, man. Like, it was so much easier when we just had Game Pass. I hate it.
Disagree.
With a passion. I hate it. Moving on. The BAFTAs despawn. We wanted to talk about the BAFTAs. Senua Saga Hellblade 2 is going to be dominating the BAFTAs 2025. We were talking about this off just before we've gone live to record, right? And we were like, oh, should we go through the nominees? And I said, no, because nobody cares. Do we care? Do we care about the BAFTAs? Like, Chris, do you hate the BAFTAs because they're English?
I definitely lends to a part of me not caring about the BAFTAs, if I'm going to be like completely honest.
Yeah, I respect it.
Yeah.
So you just think everything American's so much more important, and like
No,
British
no,
awards
no.
actually mean nothing, and we're, like your vice president said, we're just some random country. Is that what you're saying to me, Crash?
The only award shows I care about are the ones hosted by Albania. So when you find an Albanian award show, that's when I'll be excited. The Game Awards, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I get you. I get
honestly.
you.
Yeah.
Achilles, it's not like we stay up till ridiculous o'clock in the morning.
No.
For you, normal time. But for us, ridiculous because we care that much. No way. We don't do that. We don't do that. We never have. We never will. We never have. We never will. Despawn, do you care about the BAFTAs? You're English.
I am English. It's true. You're right. Correct. Do I care? I like seeing developers getting rewarded. I like a good award show. I can't remember the last time I've ever watched the BAFTAs. So that kind of answers that question.
I was gonna say, for like when I'm looking at like award shows that are like sort of more high end, I'm looking at the DICE Awards personally over the BAFTA.
Yeah, but that's because you're American.
Well, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying like that's where my mind goes for that category.
The BAFTA is a big deal.
The BAFTA is a huge deal.
100%.
Not to me, it isn't currently, and you know why? Because I'm not on the BAFTAs list. If I was one of the BAFTA members, you know, as my contribution, because you get it by having a contribution to gaming, you can apply for it and stuff like that.
Yep.
I want a Game Master. I don't want to pull that card out or anything, but
you're a copper king.
I want a Game Master. There's not many people that can say that. Now, was it on the reboot that everybody hated of the show? Yes. Is that my fault? No. Just saying, BAFTAs, holler at me. 10 years of podcasting. Holler at me. I outlasted Major Nelson. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So, I mean, it's true.
He left the scene. I didn't leave. Still been doing it from my bedroom. It's a different bedroom, but I've still been here. It's a nicer room. But no, we're not going to go through these nominees. But I'm sure. I tell you what, if people care enough, we'll go through the winners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I think the big thing about that is obviously Hellblade getting like 11 nominations, which is good for them.
Yep.
It's a lot of nominations.
Okay. I don't want to be that guy.
Go on, be that guy.
Technical achievement.
This
performing in the support role.
This is something that I was going to bring up in specific to relationship with Origin Cookies Man's question.
Oh, sorry. Read the question, please. Read the question.
His question is, with Hellblade 2 getting the most BAFTA Game Award nominations of this year, including a notable 2 separate nominations for supporting actor, but none for best game, do you think Xbox Game of the Year is increasing likely for this year? No. The reason is because if you look at the awards that they're up for, almost none of them are like, this is a good game sort of award. It is technical achievements, great artistic vision, great actors, supporting cast, all that sort of stuff. None of it is like,
Let me read you some categories real quick, shall I?
Go for it.
Please.
Best game. It's not there.
Okay.
Animation is there. Do we count that? That's good.
It's good. Yeah,
that is good.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Artistic achievement. It's there.
Yeah.
Audio achievement.
Better be there.
It's there.
Yeah.
British game. It's actually there for British game. Actually.
Yeah, it's a British game.
Yeah.
Ninja Theory.
British games are there?
I forgot it was British.
How many
1,
British
2,
games are there?
3, 4, 5, 6. 6, like all the categories. What else? It's not gonna be a family. Game Beyond. Entertainment.
It's not a game.
Some of these categories,
I mean,
I can't get behind. I gotta be honest. I'm just gonna say it. But I'm with Crash. It's not really been rewarded for
gameplay and
for its gameplay. It's been rewarded for the artistry of games, which the BAFTAs, that is what the BAFTAs is about. That is what the BAFTAs is about, so it makes sense.
It's not a negative on its own, but it is when you're talking about like game of the year. The game of the year category usually goes to like, this is the best game I've played and I've interacted with its gaming mechanics sort of situation. I can't think of a game that's won game of the years that didn't have something in that regard to a degree.
Yeah, I will say that obviously this is like, the question is very much like not if Hellblade would win game of the year, because no. But like,
yeah.
do we feel like Xbox are gearing up to be in a position where they will win a game of the year this year?
No.
I mean, in that case, like Hellblade still doesn't really.
Yeah.
Hellblade's recognition in that regard doesn't really change the answer to that. There's nothing.
Well, I could say, what is the game
conversation? I get what the conversation is, though. Are we progressing in the right direction? No, because Avowed is a great game, but Avowed's a great game for Game Pass, and the more and more I play and see of Avowed, the more and more I'm picking holes in Avowed, which is the issue with that game. And it's like, there's that, and then what else is coming out this year from Xbox? Doom, possibly, because the gameplay alone for Doom we know is going to be fantastic. Possibly. I don't see South of Midnight being a Game of the Year nomination just off of the preview that Matt said, and I trust Matt's opinion enough to know if he sees a Game of the Year caliber game in that. What else? I think Split Fiction is obviously going to be up there. By the way, I wasn't the lead reviewer on Split Fiction. I just did the BO. It was reviewed by the MXAM team, just so people are aware of that. If you checked out our review, go check it. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out on the YouTube channel. Beautiful VO by me. I got to work on my professional narration voice, but yeah, it was an interesting one. But yeah, no, I don't think so. I just don't think we're any closer today. No, that's not fair. We are a step closer today than we have been, but not this year. No. What do you think?
I don't disagree with that. I think Xbox has been trending in the correct direction, but it's also Game of the Year is an individual achievement to a degree, as opposed to like Xbox can be on 9 out of 10s across the board, and that doesn't mean they have a Game of the Year. It needs to be that one game that crosses that line as well. So I don't think even Xbox as a whole improving necessarily hits that mark, if that makes any sense. That might be a little bit off topic though.
No, I agree. Okay. I agree. We've got a couple extra ones, boys, because there isn't much news, so let's get through this. We got some new stuff coming to Game Pass, and we got some deals, so we're gonna go through those. Coming to Game Pass, we've got Balatro coming to Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass Standard. We have Monster Train coming to Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass Standard. We have Galacticare coming to Game Pass Standard. One Lonely Outpost is actually one game I do actually want to check out, actually, if you haven't seen this one. This looks sort of like a farming simmy type of game, but it's in space. I know, but I know, calm down. I know. But I do love farming sims.
You hate space.
Is a lie.
But I love farming sims.
Everything is a lie. I've been lied to my whole life.
I've the farming sim of it. To be fair, I've got Cattle County, so I might try this and be like, I've got Cattle County, I don't need this. But I'm tempted to check this one out. I will say that.
I'm just putting this out there. I'm loving the art style. This high-end pixel art looking thing.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful looking game. It's definitely a beautiful looking game.
For the video users, watchers, I've got the trailer up right now, and when does this come out? We got a date on that one?
Yes, that is. Give me a second. That is on March 6th. Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass PC.
Okay.
This is a spacey game, but based off what I'm seeing here, like you could not know it's a spacey game.
100%.
I get it.
100%. 100%.
That's like saying Stardew Valley is a call center game because the intro sequence is in a call center.
No, that's not the same thing.
Yeah, it is, because this is basically you land on a planet and then you farm. That's like you leave your call center.
You don't know that. You ain't played it. We're looking forward to your review.
Okay.
Looking forward to your review. Next up, we got Enter the Gungeon, which is coming March 11th. Game Pass Ultimate, Game Pass Standard. Mullet Mad Jack coming Game Pass Ultimate, Game Pass PC, and of course the big one that I would assume a lot of people are looking forward to. It is 33 Immortals, which will be dropping March 18th. Game Pass Ultimate, Game Pass PC. Last chance to check out some games. Evil West leaving Game Pass. All these are leaving on the 15th, by the way, so you got 10 days. Evil West is leaving. Yakuza 5 is leaving. Yakuza 6 is leaving. Solar Ashes is leaving. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated is leaving. Lies of P is leaving Game Pass.
This does bring me to an interesting conversation point we can get to whenever you finish the list.
There's no more Heroes 3 is also leaving. Back to
there
Lies
we go.
of P.
So we've talked about Lies of P and the fact that it released on Game Pass, and we've talked about it being a Game Pass Xbox game in connection to that, right? With the possibility of games leaving, do we still view that as an Xbox game?
No.
Okay. So does that change games going forward? Like Claire Obscura, which is launching on Xbox on Game Pass day one, is that a Game Pass Xbox game day one and it drops out, or how does that get viewed?
I don't view. Again, I've said this before. I don't view second party stuff as. That's not even second party though, is it? It's just publishing. At this point, it's just publishing. So I never view. Again, we're too informed. We know, like all that stuff is for like. The marketing deals and all that stuff. And for the people that are like, oh, I want Claire Obscura, but I don't own the Xbox. Let me go grab one real quick. Like, that's for those people. No, Lies of P was never an Xbox game. Now, I want to just say, of all the games leaving, I'm hurt the most by Lies of P, especially considering that game probably did very well on Xbox. And you now have is it a DLC or expansion coming out? What is it? Or is it a whole separate game? What is it?
It is an expansion, I would say. It is DLC. I don't know like what you classify as. I'm
not sure how I feel about love our game, enjoy our game. Now you're going to need to buy Lies of P again. Buy Lies of P for the first time because you played it on Game Pass and buy the expansion on top of that. I don't love that.
Who would you look at to fix that situation? Would that be an Xbox situation of you offered it on your platform and that DLC is coming out? Because I would say that is an Xbox situation of like you want that game on your platform because you offered it to your players and that leaving. I think that looks worse on Game Pass as a platform than it does Lies of P as a game, from my perspective. But I'm also like biased because I like Lies of P, so take that opinion with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, it's all about down to the agreement, right? Like if Xbox agreed it for a specific time and they don't want to pay for keep it on there longer, then that's an Xbox decision. I can't imagine that Neowits have come around and just pulled the game off of Game Pass just because they've got DLC coming.
Well, no, I think what it will be is the deal they signed with Xbox has now come to an end. And they probably, I would imagine they've gone, we've got a game that this audience really love. Then now people who play it on Game Pass are now going to have to buy it and buy an expansion. I'm not saying, it's a hard one, Crash, because I think I blame Xbox for not offering them enough money to keep the game on Game Pass long enough to get it through to the expansion.
Yeah.
I think that's where I come down on it. I blame Xbox. Because,
I agree with you. By the way, it is not to say it is an odd choice and an odd situation to be in. especially because we just saw the expansion as well.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's especially didn't it get shown at the Xbox Indie Showcase thing as well?
Yeah, it was Idea Xbox. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like, hey, this game that we've aligned with that you all loved in Game Pass is now leaving Game Pass.
Yeah.
I think that was like one last thing of like, yeah, this is like an Xbox game. One last one went to the public.
Yeah, of course.
Before it leaves Game Pass. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Next one's a more serious topic, guys. Before we get into the fun and games, we've got the obviously we know a lot of people will know what's going on in the US right now. President Donald Trump has just decided to put a 25% tariff on Canada and 25% on Canada and a 20% on goods in China. There's more to it than that, but I'll give you the quick rundown here, which was from, how do you say the username on Twitter? Zerg, is it Zergex? ZUHUGEEX?
Sure.
Does anyone know? I follow him, but I just don't know. Daniel Ahmed, anyway, is what the name is, but you'll know exactly who we're talking about if you saw the image. He does a bunch of game businessy stuff on Twitter, or /X, I should say. But the tweet come out and says this: reminder, 1, 20% China tariff impacts video games, consoles, smartphones, GPUs, laptops, etc. 2, 25% tariff on Mexican impacts physical video games. China is where most of the hardware continues to be manufactured. Same for Mexico with this. Despite migration efforts, US gamers may end up paying more. So,
mitigation efforts.
Sorry, mitigation efforts. Thank you. I knew that's exactly what it said, but my brain was just like, no, you're not saying that. So this obviously brings up a wider conversation for a lot of other stuff, which is the games industry as a whole, right? Like the games industry already suffering hugely from its own success in many ways due to COVID. But these new tariffs are going to put the industry in a very, very, very bad place. Do you guys have any like initial thoughts on this? And is there anything? I don't know, man. Like, I'll be honest with you. I don't like getting serious on the podcast, and sometimes we avoid some of these topics just because I'm like, I'm not qualified to talk about it. But I'm seriously worried about video games, and I'm worried about America as a whole because you guys scared the crap out of us, like straight up. And I'm sure you scared the crap out of you too.
I was gonna say that's not a outside exclusive sensation. Yeah, I feel like in America, especially, there's going to be a very big push to digital going forward, especially with the tariffs. But even digital, like, not everything can be like circumvented with that, right? This really, really sucks, and it'll be interesting in a very negative way to see how this impacts prices outside of America. Because if you can get away with price increases in America, there's a possibility to be like, oh, we upped it in America, we can sneakily up it a little bit in the UK and all the parts of Europe and all this stuff, just a little bit, not too much, and then slowly. And then when the tariffs go away, will the prices go back down? The answer to that is usually no, they stay hiked up, which is one of the big issues with situations like this, unfortunately.
Yeah. You said the words out of my mouth, to be honest with you, which is whatever happens to the US always seems to happen to the UK. Always. Like without like you guys are the standardization is what I would call it, in terms of like, if it's this much in the US, then it comes down and it's this much here, and then it's that much in pounds, and then it's that much in euros. And I'm scared for Australia because they keep getting destroyed on game prices as it is. They're going to get even more destroyed.
It's also important to note that this is solely based off the tariffs that America is imposing on other countries. This doesn't even include the prices when other countries start going to the US and like, hey, you guys gave us tariffs, we're going to give you tariffs. All that sort of stuff.
Which has just happened, if I'm not mistaken. I believe China's just done theirs back, and so's Canada currently working on it. Yeah, man. I think this is the nail in the coffin for physical games, which is really scary to say.
Yep. I don't see how physical games survive, because it is going to be unless the turnover is relatively quick, and it's like, oh, we made a oopsie, and start walking it back. This could be lasting for 4 years, if not more, depending on the future of America and where things go. You know.
Have you met your president? I haven't.
Yeah,
I saw him almost
oopsies aren't
die.
gonna be coming out of his
There
mouth.
is no oopsies, mate. This guy does what he wants. He's an interesting fella. He's an interesting fella. Yeah, Despawn, anything to add?
No, I think you guys have covered it pretty well. Like, I am very worried about not just the future of like physical media, like obviously it's going to affect hardware sales as well. Who are going to be the first people to get hit by this? But it's going to be the staff, the low-level staff in the gaming industry. When you're not making enough to get that 20% back off your outputs, then obviously the staff are going to be the first to go. And we're going to just see like the creative industries in general are going to take a hit on this. The one bright side of this, I wouldn't even call it a bright side, but it's like Xbox are setting themselves up to be relatively future-proofing with the big push for cloud. But like that's not a huge takeaway from this, is it? Really, if we're being honest. But it is a worrying time.
I'll have more to say on cloud soon.
Okay.
Lots more to say on cloud very soon. Ooh. Very soon. So yeah, very interesting. All right. Should we get into some funner things like Guess That Game? If you don't know what Guess That Game is the game show within the podcast in which one of us picks a game. The boys have 1 minute and 30 seconds to ask me, who is picking the game this week, yes or no questions. I will answer them to the best of my ability, and we all have fun. Should we go for the points, boys?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have Crash on 5 points. We have Matt on 0 points. We have Despawn on 7 points. We have me on 6 points. And we have honorary guest Ryan McCaffrey on 1 point. Are you boys ready?
Yeah. Let me grab my phone to make notes.
It's a modern day game.
Yeah. It's okay.
Modern day game.
Are you just getting that straight out of the way? Okay.
It's a modern game.
Okay, it's a modern day game. Okay, we don't need to ask that.
I am giving you that one now because of last time, all right?
Okay,
that's
well,
just a free one.
Okay. Who's going first?
You are.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes. Only because Crash always says you when it's just us three, and it upsets me. So screw Crash. All right, here we go. In 3, in 2, in 1, go.
Is it one of the bigger publishers?
Yes.
Big 4. Okay.
Third person?
No.
First person?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it Xbox?
Is it published by Xbox? No.
Yeah. Not is it on Xbox?
Xbox. You're just wasting questions. All right, he already knows the answer. Is it a Series X game?
Yes.
Like, was it launched on Series X?
No.
Okay.
EA game.
No.
Ubisoft game.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it action adventure?
No.
Is it a part of a long-running franchise?
Yes.
Have I played it?
Yes.
Have I played it?
Yes.
Okay.
Is shooting involved in it?
Yes.
Okay. Are there multiple characters that you can choose from?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you incentivized to have some sort of stealth in the game?
Yes.
Okay. Are there... What's the word I'm looking for? Do you get items that you can use as abilities?
No.
No. Okay.
Items? No.
Well, okay.
You asked a question, I answer it.
All right. Well, okay.
Do you get you asked do you get
no.
You're wasting time. You're wasting time. You're wasting time.
I'm not wasting time. The time is done.
You didn't say that. Okay.
I gave you extra time.
Okay.
You do not get items in the game, no.
Items is probably the wrong word I would use. But, okay.
This answer is fair if it's what I think it is.
Yeah, okay.
I think I answered that perfectly, Crash.
Yeah. So let's go over this.
Okay.
Ubisoft game. first person. It's on the Series X, but it didn't launch on Series X. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is shooting involved? Long franchise. Okay. I don't remember any of the other questions because the next thing I have is my guess.
The next thing I have is the word yes.
I'll let Despawn go first.
You said no to items, which is why I'm like, Okay. I've got two. I'm gonna go with, and this is where it's gonna be. We said no to. Do you say yes to multiple characters? When I asked that one,
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so you can play as multiple characters. I'm just gonna say Rainbow Six Siege.
Crash.
I have Rainbow Six Vegas, the Vegas one. I don't know the exact name of it.
Is Rainbow Six Siege is the answer? Woo! I'm sorry, I was gonna go with Vegas too.
Okay.
I was gonna. That's my favorite. So you almost. But
That's what I was thinking more you than I was. I went a little bit too hard in that aspect.
And when you were like yes or knowing about the items thing, because I'm thinking of like the the drone and all that as an item, but it's not technically an item; it's a loadout.
It's not. That's not an item.
Yeah, it's.
All right. Trivia. So I have to give you a piece of trivia.
Yes, you do.
Rainbow Six has a number of different modes in it. How many game modes does it have?
Rainbow
Currently
Six
or at launch?
Six Siege. Currently.
Okay.
I'm going to give you multiple choice.
Okay.
Okay.
3, 4, or 5.
Is this counting bot modes?
At launch. That's all I'm giving you. At launch.
It's just modes.
That's all I'm giving you.
Okay.
3, 4, or 5.
3, 4,
at launch.
5.
How many did it launch with?
I've got an
I need
answer.
to push. Go on then.
Is it 4?
We'll find out when Crash answers.
And this is such a vague question because there's stuff like, does a custom game mode count? I don't know if we can fix his answer.
That's what we call him. That's what we can get to call bullshit, right?
I mean, if we call it bullshit on this, it doesn't really change it. We're not going to get 3 points for it. So it doesn't matter. Yeah,
that's fine.
I'm going to guess 3.
You are both incorrect. The Rainbow
5?
Six Siege launched with 5 game modes and 11 maps.
And so now, I'm just trying to think. So Terrorist Hunt, Rescue, Defuse.
Rescue?
No, that's all
Hostage
one
Rescue.
mode.
No.
Hostage Rescue and Bomb Defuse.
Hostage, bomb, secure area, terrorist hunt, and I don't know what the other one. I don't. There's one here called Tactical Realism. I think it was a DLC mode.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that was just like super realistic.
Do DLC modes count as?
I'm going off of what it says here. At launch, the game features 11 maps and 5 different game modes, both spanning between PvE and PvP, with a downloadable content.
That's fine. We always say like trust the wiki. Like,
the wiki is there.
You're not
what
wrong.
It says.
I just want to say the counting the different modes, the different like game types as modes is crazy. The rescue or the plant in the bomb, it's the same game mode.
No, it's not. It's a total different mode.
It's the same mode.
Different mode.
Different modes. To be fair, Crash, today on the stream, I called it Team Deathmatch. So.
Oh. Wow, you're getting fired in the morning.
They like that. They didn't like that, I bet.
I misspoke. I said, I'm sorry, I misspoke. So, you know. Even the best made mistakes, guys. Even the best made mistakes. Guys, I need to get up the blinds ranking. Should we do some blinds ranking?
I think we should.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Blind ranking this week is brought to you by Big Willie P. That's not true. It's brought to you by a Wild Yarmy. We finally entered these ones. Yarmy has put this one in. So here we go. If you don't know what blind ranking is, we're going to blind rank games from 1 to 5 and see where they sit in a list and see if we can get the title of said list. Here we go. Game number 1. Celebrity Deathmatch. Remember this on the PS2?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the MTV tie-in.
Yep.
I don't.
Yep. You don't
Do you
remember this?
remember
Probably before your time, Crash, actually.
Possibly.
Did you watch a lot of MTV?
I would listen to music on MTV. That's about it.
Yeah, no.
Anything
There was
that
a show. There was a show called Celebrity Deathmatch where they cartoonized a bunch of celebrities and they would all kill each other in a wrestling ring.
Yeah,
with
like
steel
claymation.
chairs and things like that. Yeah, claymation. That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, but that's what. Yeah, the game Celebrity Deathmatch number 1.
I got no input.
Well, I'm gonna put that number 5.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember it being good.
Well, put it this way: if you put Simpsons Wrestling on here, which was the exact same game, 10 times better because it was Simpsons.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll go 5 on that one. Def Jam Fight for New York.
Ooh.
Solid 2 or 1.
I'm with you. 2 or 1.
I'm fine with the 2 because I don't want to jump into 1 too early. Like, the question is, what is the list?
Yeah, well, fighting games right now.
Yeah.
Celebrity fighting games.
Like real life people.
Yeah, something like that. It could be something like that.
If a WWE comes in here, would you put that above Def Jam?
No. Well,
it depends on the one.
That's what
Here
depends
comes
on
the
the.
pain.
It depends on the
Just
wrestling
bring
game,
it.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
2. I think two's
I think
good.
two
I'll do 2.
I'm comfortable with.
Okay, 2. Next up, Final Fantasy Brave X Virus.
ESP fighting game with Final Fantasy game. So the thought that I had of what it was completely out the window. Have you played it, Despawn?
No, I don't think I played this one. I don't have a PSP.
Whoa, stop, pause. Hold up a goddamn minute.
I'm holding up a
You
goddamn
never
minute.
had a PSP?
Never had a PSP.
You? Mr.
Me?
Collectible? Never
I
had a PSP?
know. I was poor back then.
You know, PSP was the first game console I ever bought with my own money.
Nice.
I've told this story before, but that was the first. I went and worked at Clark's shoe shop.
Oh, you have?
My godmother was. I told you the story about me drawing one and asking my mum for it, and her saying we're poor, go away. And then I went and got a job over the summer and bought it. Yep, big.
If I remember this correctly, did you quit the job soon after getting it? Because that's the only reason you had the job.
The day after. The day after I got it, I quit the job the day after and went home and played it.
Nice.
To be fair, I did have another job. I worked for my dad as well. So it's not like I didn't have a job still, you know? So, yeah. 4, Crash. I'm going to go 4 on this. I don't even know what it is, so.
I'm between 4 or 3, but I'm fine with putting it.
So we've got Celebrity Deathmatch 5, Final Fantasy Brave X Virus, and then Def Jam 2. Next up, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5.
Oh.
I would have put Final Fantasy at 3. Oh, well, Final Fantasy at 3.
5 wasn't good, was it?
I have no clue what this list is anymore.
No.
Why is it always Yami that does some dumb stuff, bro? Like,
Don't get this list is gonna be like my favorite game when I was growing up.
it probably is.
Oh, I have no. It's 3. I'm not
3.
putting that.
Yeah, I'm not putting it above. Yeah, it's not number 1.
Okay, we're just taking a risk on 1 here.
We are.
And then number 1 would be Band Hero. I'm actually okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I don't hate that.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Celebrity Deathmatch number 5. We have got Final Fantasy Brave number 4. We have got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 number 3. We have Def Jam Fight for New York number 2, and we have Band Hero number 1. Band Hero was a banger, by the way. I know probably not your game, Crash, but Band Hero had
Which
a
one was
better
Band Hero?
kind of looked like a rainbow cover. And it was the first one that had the drum kit, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I had the Band Hero drum kit.
I was looking at the whole
Rock
thing.
Band wasn't it? So I've always thought this game was Rock Band. I didn't realize it was
Band
its own
Hero,
thing.
separate game. Yeah, Band Hero. Better songs. It had more poppy songs on it as well. It wasn't as hardcore rock. It was more poppy songs, which is obviously way more up my streak. But yeah, loved Band Hero. Loved it.
Okay.
Man, can we get a new rock band?
Please.
I can't lie.
Get a rock band, not too long ago.
No. I'm talking like, give me a rock band, full band, but everyone can play online together. Could you imagine a stream of like us four just rocking out on stream after the vocals? Because you're all going to be actually, Despawn, you're a singer. Despawn's the vocals. I'll be on the drum kit. Oh, mate, I'd buy that in a second.
I'm just saying, 24-hour stream.
Oh, we get the old. Yeah, but you can't play online. Oh, you're saying do. Oh,
yeah. You guys will all be together.
Yeah, but you're not. Chris won't be there.
We'll see. Who knows when the 24-hour stream will be? And who knows?
Yeah, who knows how much money we raise? Yeah.
It'll be this. Yeah, if we're rich by then, Chris will come.
I'll start swimming over. So
Patreon.com/MCFixer until we redirect the URL. Please go support us if you want to see Chris in England. How much stream we need to? We should look into it. I wonder if we could raise it. I reckon we could raise it. I don't know. I'll see. Title time anyway. Can we get some guesses, please?
No idea what this could be. So what we got?
I have a guess. I have no clue 'cause I don't really know best video game soundtracks.
Oh.
This is Yami's list. Yami's got some weird taste on occasion.
You think Celebrity Deathmatch has a banger of a soundtrack?
I don't know that game, so I don't know the soundtrack. I'm looking at the rest of the games and I'm like, yeah, okay, you could say soundtrack for Band Hero and Def Jam and Tony Hawk 5. I'm sure had a decent soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So that's where my mind goes. And Final Fantasy generally has good soundtracks, whether you'd want to listen to them or not. Like that is a completely different conversation. I don't think I guess it's correct, but it's the only thing I can get.
My favorite video games as a kid.
Okay, that's a really terrible list if that's the case. And you should worry about your childhood. No,
it was probably about 100 when Tony Hawk came out. I don't know why I'm putting that, but it's fine.
As an elderly, as a pensioner. But as a pensioner. No. Best. Well, no, I was gonna say best video game spin-offs, but Tony Hawk's 5 isn't a spin-off. Neither's Celebrity. I'll say that, but I know it's wrong. I'm just not getting a point for this one.
All right, here we go. We have got games featuring playable music artists. Do you know what, Yami? I don't hate it.
Yeah,
I was going to.
He had musical artists.
I'm going to give you the artist he's given it. So, NSYNC in Celebrity Deathmatch, Exhibit in Def Jam Fight for New York. I mean, you could have said a million.
The entire roster.
Ariana. I don't know. Ariana. Ariana, I don't know who that is, in Final Fantasy. Lil Wayne in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. And I remember this one, Taylor Swift in Band Hero. Yeah, all right, Yami. Do you know what? I take it back. Good list. Keep them coming.
Yeah, no, that went from like, oh, this is a horrible list, like, oh, that's actually a good list. That's out there.
So you know, we're like Ariana Grande.
Oh, it's actually
Ariana Grande in Final Fantasy.
Ariana Grande is in Final Fantasy.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
And now that I'm looking at photos of it, I actually remember this.
Oh, no, you're right. Oh, my God, you're right.
In a weird latex bunny outfit.
I don't think this was the PSP one, obviously, then. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, actually, this might not be the game that I thought it was. I was going off of like fighting games because they did have. This is the mobile game.
No,
it's not the fighting. It's not the. They had a fighting game that had like a weird name as well.
Why is Ariana Grande in this? I'm saying that all weird, like I was like Ariana.
Mobile games have weird crossovers all the time, like literally weird crossovers. So it's probably a case of where she was offered a lot of money. It probably made them a ton of money.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sure.
Yep. Regular guest in Brave X. Yes. Okay.
That was a good list. Good list.
That's a good list.
Good list.
We talk crap on it, but no, it was a good list.
Remember, you can email in my Xbox and me podcast@gmail.com or ask some questions in the Discord. First question comes from absolutely nobody because we have no questions.
We had two questions that we included earlier in the show, but
True.
I just want to implore you guys, as you guys are listening to this throughout the week, if you end up having like a gaming discussion that you think would be interesting, drop it as a question for the podcast. It doesn't have to be like anything news related. If you have an interesting topic that isn't, if you were on an island and you could have one game for the rest of your life, what game would you?
To be fair, we haven't had any of those in a long time now.
Yeah.
Give credit where credit is due.
Have had, but usually when those answers, there was a period where I think almost every other week me and Fix would get one of those questions.
Yeah.
I just started reading them after a while. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm going to quit the podcast, I swear.
Yeah.
But yeah, no questions this week. Have you got any podcast reviews, Crash?
I checked earlier and there was none. I'm going to check once again, but I have high doubts that there's any podcast reviews right now.
We have one in the UK. Oh my God. We have one in the UK. Oh. Okay.
What?
You should read that review.
Podcast. 5 stars. It is from Beardy Gamer. 10 out of 10 best Xbox podcasts that Despawn's beard makes tuning into worth. I have a feeling Despawn might have done this.
I respect that.
Huh?
Despawn, did you steal your wife's phone and do this?
Despawn, did you never review it on your phone and review it on your phone finally?
Did I maybe review it on the podcast last week when we were talking about having no reviews?
Oh, I missed it.
Maybe.
That would have been hysterical to get refresh it once while we're on the podcast.
Yeah, to be fair, it took a little bit of time for it to refresh.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah. Oh, remember, you can email in. I appreciate it. Thank you, Despawn, for your 10 out of 10.
5 stars.
Come back for more beards. Thank you. Yeah, if you've got questions, email them in. Let's plug and get ourselves out of it, boys. Crash, what you got to plug this week?
The YouTube page. We've been getting a lot of other types of videos there with reviews and previews and all the sorts. Go follow us there. I'm sure there'll be some streams at some point. We've been trying to do more content there. Also, we have some stuff planned that we'll be recording hopefully at some point soon. That we owe you guys that'll be appearing there as well.
Just a quick update, because to be fair, I think I said it before, but there was a mistake on the Resident Evil in my D&D and me, which I messed up on the audio. Matt is trying to fix it. It's not like that hasn't been recorded. That's been recorded last year. It got recorded. So you should have had that by now. That is totally my fault for messing up the audio, so I am sorry for that. But it is being worked on. Ranking every... I'm going to give us a hard date on getting that done by the latest. I'm going to say June. It should be done well before that. But the latest is going to be June. If it is not done by then, we are going to gift 10 subs next time we go live on Twitch. Or maybe even memberships. I don't know if you can gift on memberships. I think you can. Whatever way. The 24-hour stream will probably be in the summer, because it makes way more sense to do it in the summer. More time off for Haley, video game space. We'll figure it out. Probably, I say probably. Not guaranteed. I haven't spoken to the boys. We'll figure it out.
I was going to say, the only reason I'm pulling a face is Player 3 is due in September.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's still, July, though.
You want me to leave my wife alone? Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's fine. She'll be fine.
For one night?
While heavily pregnant.
In July? I can get you back up to wherever you are, Newcastle, wherever you're at. I can get you back there in 2 hours.
Despawn, you do whatever you're comfortable with. If you're uncomfortable with this, don't let this man talk you into doing it.
I'm trying to think. Would I leave Haley heavily pregnant? Yeah, I probably would, but that's just me. Look, we might end up having to do 24 hours online. It might just work out that that's what we have to do. We promised a 24-hour stream. Was it not meant to be IRL, though?
Yeah.
It was meant to be IRL.
But I wasn't pregnant at the time.
There might be a consent, yeah. But yeah.
Think of the baby!
We'll figure it out.
I was going to ask a question. We'll talk about it off.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. There's things in place. Anything else? I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? No, I think that was it. I don't think we hit the jingle.
Bring every. Did we hit the Game Master goal that we have not done yet?
Oh, the game. You're right. We do need to do Game Master.
That one's.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Planning on that hasn't even started. So I will have. We'll promise it by the end of the year, but that hasn't even. There's been no thought put into that at all yet. It's a big project, a lot bigger than I think I anticipated.
Yeah, that one's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
But yes, it will happen. We will make it happen. I'm sure of it. Bear with us. But yeah, a little update on that stuff. Oh no, it will happen. It will happen. Yeah. I think we've done a really decent job as of lately. We're working on short stuff. We've got somebody to come in who's helping with some edits for shorts. So you should be seeing those go up more on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, and places like that. So go follow us everywhere at MXAM Official. And yeah, man, keep it locked. Keep it amazing. Crash, thank you very much for joining us. Despawn, thank you very much for coming. And until next time, I will love you, leave you, and see you all later. Good boy.